Hey, buds. I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm your co host, Briana.
And this is
Kush and
Crime. Welcome back to another episode of Kush and Crime. How's it going, guys?
how is everyone out there? How are you doing, Sam? Way over there.
I'm doing okay. How are you doing way over there?
I guess to both of us, the other one is way over there.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It's
Hopefully
okay.
one day soon we'll be back together again.
One day.
Welcome back to another episode of Kush and Crime. We have got a really good case that was requested by you. You know who you are.
Yes,
And
you do.
yep. And Brianna's got her awesome strain of the day. And quite frankly, I feel like this case is cursed and I'm ready to be over it.
Yeah, being cursed, I imagine, is not fun.
No,
So, yeah.
no. When I was
Pass it along.
research,
Pass it
yeah.
along to me. I'll take the curse.
No. Not going to you either. We don't need it. We'll just send it somewhere else. We'll send it packing.
We're going to banish it.
Yeah, it's going to go away now. I want it to go away now. Please.
We're manifesting
No more
manifesting it to
curses.
go away. No
No
more
more
curses.
curses.
So we're gonna get it out.
Yep.
Well, Sam's
So,
gonna get it out. I don't
yeah,
I don't know it.
we're gonna get it all out. You know what's interesting is I thought this case was very well known. And then today, while I was at work, I was like, "Have you heard of this case before?" Everybody was like, "No." Granted, I am older than a chunk of people there. I'm not that old,
I was gonna say you are not old.
but I work with a lot of younger kids. Like they're like in
Mhm.
their mid 20s or so. Especially, like, the people I was like, "Have you heard of this?" And they said, "No." And even I asked somebody my age and they said, "No." So, I thought that this case was pretty popular and not everybody knew about it, but I don't even think Brianna knew about it when I had
You
mentioned it.
are correct. I knew of it as one thing, but didn't know of it as a murder case.
Hmm,
Yeah.
okay.
So like I knew it was a flower, but
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give away the case. Um
Well, this
but
is the Black Dahlia. That's what that's gonna be today.
yeah, so hence I knew of dahlias, but did not know that there was a murder of someone calling themselves a Black Dahlia or involving a Black Dahlia. I don't even know. I'm going into this blind, so I don't know. We'll
That's
see.
good. That's good. I get to tell you the story, and then you'll be surprised. So, Brianna is going to take it away with the strain of the day.
Hell yeah. Strain of the day today. Strain of the day is so according to Leafly, it's super lemon haze, but the jar I have in front of me specifically says super silver lemon haze.
Hmm.
So, however, so I did the research because I was like, what is different about this super silver lemon haze? So apparently it's just the growing the farm that it grows on, I guess calls it super silver lemon haze. Um but they're both the same thing.
Oh,
So fun fact. Yeah, they both have the same they're both crossed with like the same strains.
so just
Um
different names.
yeah. It's lemon
Okay.
skunk and super silver haze crossed
Mm.
together. So the farm that we get our stuff from just calls it super silver lemon haze. It's just
Mm.
very long. Um it makes me think of a scene in Pineapple Express when he's like telling him when when Saul is telling the main character, I forget his name, um, about the Pineapple Express weed, and he's like, "It's a
Mhm.
cross between, like, blah, 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 blah," like, all these crazy weed names, insert crazy weed names. That's
Mhm.
what this makes me think of, super silver lemon haze. So this
Yeah.
one, I'm bringing a sativa to you guys this week. We've been doing a lot of indicas, a lot of hybrids, and every single time I'm always like, I love sativa, but I haven't done one yet. So here we go. Here you are, sativa strain of the day, super silver lemon haze. This shit smells amazing. Here, let's crack open the jar, take a sniff. Definitely getting the lemon, definitely getting maybe a little bit of lime, a little bit of lime,
Is there
like,
Sprite in there?
yeah, just a little twist of lime, little garnish, if you will. Um, so usually when we record, we're on second jointsies.
Yeah.
Today I'm on first jointsies, but my significant other rolled the largest jointsy. It was huge, so it's pretty much second jointsies.
Yeah.
And I've had a crazy week so far, and my week just literally started at work.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely feeling energetic from smoking this jointsy. I'm super focused on this case. I'm excited to escape thinking about work for a little bit and listen to Sam talk about this murder case. Um, murder case. I
How
don't know.
relaxing. How
Yeah,
relaxing.
so relaxing. Um, this is a great strain, though. I really like this one. It smells zesty, citrusy, a little sweet. Um, and there's a comment in here. It says, "It's sweet like Lemonheads candy." I don't know about that,
Hmm.
um, but, definitely lemony, zesty. Yeah. It's a
Hmm.
good one, Sam. If you haven't tried it, I know you're not a sativa person.
Mhm.
It's definitely an energetic one. Like, I could easily get up and clean the house right now, but I'm not.
It's alright. If I try a sativa and at your suggestion and it gives me anxiety, you're the one that's gonna have to deal with me. Okay?
Just FaceTime me and be like, "What's wrong with you? This is what you did."
It
And I'm
gave
gonna say,
me
"Go to Taco
anxiety.
Bell. It'll be fine. Just go to
Get some
Taco Bell."
Fiesta potatoes.
Yes, the Fiesta potatoes. Shout out to Fiesta potatoes.
Taco Bell sponsored us.
Yes. Please.
The official munchie of Kush and Crime.
Definitely. Yo, I
Well,
would definitely be down.
Taco Bell, Taco
Just
B.
saying. Quiero Taco Bell.
Yo, quiero. Oh my god. We need
Yeah,
Taco Bell. Now I
definitely.
want taco. I already ate dinner, but now I want Taco Bell.
I mean, they, like, advertise, like, 4th meal, like, they even
They're
advertise
hobbits.
as not having a full like, it's not even like having a full meal, it's like an
Oh
in-between meal.
my god. All right. So I think that we are ready.
Yeah, I'm ready, and I'm telling you guys, I got a little clip over here, where is it? I see it, I got a little clip.
You're gonna have to light that shit.
I I
Although,
I'm I'm definitely gonna have to light it at some point.
so today actually, this I was this seems to be a common theme. I was texting Brianna and I was like, yeah, this is totally just gonna be one part. It's totally fine. And then I started writing and I was like, so this is totally gonna be two parts. My bad. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over. Okay, well, this is the Black Dahlia. So
Okay,
this is her real name is Elizabeth Short. So we're gonna go over who Elizabeth Short is, and we're gonna go up to the point of her death. And then part two is gonna jump right into what happened. Like her crime scene and all of
like,
that.
who done it? Oh, okay, okay. So it sounds like this episode is kinda, like, setting up the scene,
Yeah.
the scenario.
The scenario, the
Yeah,
issue.
okay.
It's really the issue.
Mm, tell me about it.
Okay. So this again, I thought was one of America's most infamous cold cases, but, apparently not. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just the crime lady. Who knows? Uh,
The crime lady.
I just do the crime over here. Um, so we're gonna be talking about Elizabeth Short, which is also known who is also known as the Black Dahlia. And in part 2, we will talk about how she got the nickname the Black Dahlia.
In
So,
part 2?
yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
keep me on a cliffhanger.
My bad, buddy.
Okay, okay, okay.
So the case is infamous because of the brutality of the murder itself and the fact that it's cold and has remained cold for decades also just keeps people wondering what exactly happened to Elizabeth Short. Elizabeth was born in Boston, Massachusetts on July 29th in 1924.
Oh, so
To
this is back in the day.
Oh, way back. Way back. We're taking it way back. Yeah, we're going back to Great Depression, World War II mostly. That's you'll see that a lot throughout this story.
Boston. You said Boston.
Boston, yeah. We're in
Boston.
Boston. Yeah, that's where she was born.
The Great Depression.
In the Great Oh, no, she was born in the Roaring 20s. It wasn't the
Oh,
Great
okay,
Depression
roaring
yet.
20s. So that's like Flapper Girls and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Great
Okay.
Gatsby parties and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I
Etcetera,
doubt that
etcetera.
that's how people, like, were actually, like that's just what I envision, I don't know. So her parents were Phoebe and Cleo Short. She was a middle child and she had 4 sisters.
Damn, 4 like older sisters, younger
So
sisters?
she was the middle, so she had 2 older
Okay.
sisters and 2 younger sisters.
Oh, that's probably worse.
Yep. Uh, yeah. Growing up though, she did seem to have, like, a pretty good young life. Cleo, her father, was a top salesman for miniature golf courses of America, and he frequently traveled throughout New England and ultimately landed his family in Medford, Mass.
That is so random.
Yeah, I thought so too. Mini golf, though, it wasn't like, how it is now. It was, like, just some small patches of green, and it was like, that's it. There was no windmills or
Oh,
obstacles or
the fuck?
it was just mini golf.
That's half okay, that's so literal. That's like half the fun of mini golf is like all the stupid dumbass statues.
Right. That came in, like, the '50s
Okay,
and '60s,
interesting.
yeah. So, he was actually making good money because people liked the literal sense of mini golf, and he would shower his daughters with gifts until the Great Depression hit. Same thing we're seeing now. Why would anyone want to spend money on playing mini golf when they couldn't afford to eat food?
Yeah, for sure.
So Cleo unfortunately ends up in a mountain of debt. And one day he just took off with about $500, which in today's money is $10,000.
Damn.
And that was the family's total life savings.
The dad did that?
Yep.
What a fucking asshole.
Yep. He parked his car in Sullivan Square with the keys inside, and no one heard from him. He just disappeared. Phoebe, which is Betty's mom, considers him considers him dead. Regardless if he is or not, he's
Yeah.
fucking dead to her.
I don't blame her, I'd feel the same way.
Exactly. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. If that guy, if you well, I guess he's not listening. He's definitely
He
dead
did.
now. He definitely did.
He did.
But if he was listening, I tell him, "Fuck you."
Fuck you, guy. Phoebe now has been left with this mountain of debt from her husband and 5 daughters that she now needs to support and raise all by herself. And she fucking does the thing. Obviously, she relies on the girls to help out with the younger girls, and they do. And Betty is also did her part in helping with her younger sisters and the laundry and all that stuff. Um, but Phoebe ends up finding a job as a bookkeeper, and she was really good at it. And unfortunately, though, like, they would have to move every time rent was raised, so they moved a
Yeah.
lot. But she held it down, she supported her family. Um, like I had mentioned, Betty would help with her family and her sisters, but she was also a wanderer. Betty loved to leave and go out and walk around and say hi to everybody and talk to everybody.
Like, at what age? Like, what age is she just out walking around and talking to people?
17,
Okay. Alright.
18,
Yeah.
19.
So she a little young lady.
Yeah. But she's going out, she's walking around, she's beautiful. She's got this big, beautiful black hair, and every time she goes out, she has a flower in her hair.
Oh, oh, I'm connecting dots.
Um, like I said, she loved to talk to people. So everybody around Medford knew who Betty was. And like, when she was growing up, she also had pretty bad asthma, so she would take trips to Florida to help with her asthma. So when she went to Florida, she would do the same thing. She would walk around, she would adventure, she would do all of that. And then she would travel back home to Mass. Like, do you hear him?
Mhm. Is
Oh
that
my gosh.
roast?
That's a roast.
He always has to be in the episode.
He just wants to host, apparently.
Roast wants to host.
Yep. The hostess with the mostest is roastess.
I can't think of another one. I can't.
I'm too tired.
It's too much.
Too many assists. Um, sorry. Back on track. Rose, hush. It got her asthma was so bad that she actually ended up needing a surgery for
Oh,
her
wow.
asthma. So, and she had a lung surgery and she had a scar on her rib on her back from that surgery, which comes up later. As Phoebe's holding it down for her family, Cleo, her husband, is out living a nomadic, drunken lifestyle. And he is going from place to place, not settling down. And eventually, he ends up returning back to his family almost 10 years after he left them and try to get back with Phoebe.
What? What a major piece of shit. What a loser. He went crawling back to his family after
Mhm.
almost 10 years?
Mhm.
How could where is this guy's dignity?
Right.
That's
Right.
insane.
Right.
What a
But
loser.
yep. But you know what? Our girl Phoebe, she says, fuck you and fuck that shit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Hell
So,
yeah.
so she's like, get the fuck out. How about no? Um, Cleo does not like that. Oh, fucking well. Too bad.
Mhm.
He announces to his family, fine, I'm going to go to Vallejo, California. And everybody's like, okay. Like, who cares? Ex
Yeah.
except Betty.
Bye.
Yeah. Betty is fascinated with her father and his travels, and the last time she saw her dad, she was 7, and she remembers her dad as somebody that would spoil them and take care of them. So she's kinda, like, built him up in her head as somebody that's, like, a good person to be
Yeah.
around, and she
S
asked him to go to California with
Yeah.
she went huh? She wanted to go to California with him. There we go.
Yeah.
I
That
was like
picking up what you're putting
I was
down.
like, that one didn't come out right.
Damn. I mean, yeah, a young girl like that and looking up to her father, I'm not surprised she built him up to be something that he wasn't,
Mhm.
and it took her being I'm sure she ends up figuring out eventually. but yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it takes. Sometimes they just gotta learn on their own. You gotta let them
Yep.
go.
Yeah, let him go. But Cleo does agree to let her come with him, and he gives her $200 to come to Vallejo, and he hires her as his housekeeper. This situation unfortunately turned south for Betty because her father is a fucking asshole.
Who could have seen that coming?
Not me. Maybe I need to clean my glasses.
Betty obviously did not see that coming.
Definitely not. Ultimately, they end up moving out together to LA, where he ends up kicking her out of the house, which he later quotes as due to lack of cleanliness. But other people report that that's not true. And the fact that she's out and about all the time. He also mentioned that he didn't like that she would go out, wander around, and then come home late, and she would hang out with a lot of boys.
Those boys, she's going around showing her ankles.
Mhm. Which I don't think really any father would like if a daughter is going around out with boys all night long.
Of course
Um,
not.
but I don't think many fathers would kick their daughter out, but that's what Cleo did.
That's insane, especially after what he did to her as a child, what he
Mhm.
did to her sisters, her mother. How could you do that? Like, because she's going out with boys.
Mhm. So Betty is kicked out. She ends up leaving her father's house, but stays in California and doesn't return back. Um, so on January 30th of 1943, Betty had applied for a position at as a post exchange clerk at Camp Cook. Camp Cook was a training military base, and she was like a model employee. They loved her there. The manager said that she was very sweet and that she was really kind to the soldiers as well.
Good old Betty, kind
Yep.
and sweet to the soldiers,
She was sweet on them soldiers.
just showing her ankles just a little.
Mhm. But Betty, as you come to learn, does not like to stay in one place too long. So she ended up moving to Santa Barbara, which was about a 30-minute ride from Camp Cook, to stay with a friend named Vera Green near the beach. And eventually she quit working at the camp.
Oh, wow. Oh, Santa Barbara is beautiful, though. I don't blame her, especially then. Oh, I bet it was so nice to live there.
I bet. Vera Green took Betty in, and she was married, but her husband wasn't around. So it was just two girls out, night on the town. They were going out, they were having fun, doing,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. So one night, the girls went out with a bunch of soldiers. And again, this is World War II times. So the women, remember, we don't have rights yet. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you need your husband to do anything in
Yes.
life back then.
Yes, we hardly have freedoms, but women have started to get a taste of what it's like to go out into the workforce and do things for themselves and do what they have to do because all the men are out at fucking war. What else? What else?
Someone's
Somebody's
got to
got to
step
do
up.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Obviously, the biggest crime out there, if these women are out there, doing things by themselves, is a woman being drunk with men on the street.
Being promiscuous,
How dare she?
listening to the radio. What do they do next?
So they were out. There were 4 soldiers. They were drinking. They were having a good old time when a passerby looks at Betty and she's like, "That bitch is drunk." And she looks way too young to be looking to be out here drinking with soldiers. And they call the police on her,
Just on Betty?
on all of them,
Oh,
like
oh,
all the
wow.
soldiers and Vera and Betty.
Like, wait, why did they call because she just looked like she was underage? Like they
Yeah.
were partying with like an underage girl.
And
Okay,
I
yeah, that
did
makes
look it
sense.
up. I did look it up to see, and The drinking age after prohibition was 21. So
Oh,
technically
yeah.
she was underage drinking.
Mhm.
But like who calls the cops like that?
Yeah,
Fucking
what a
narc.
lame I didn't know Karens existed back then.
Hell yeah, they
I wonder
did.
what they called them back then.
Fucking hmm.
I don't know.
I think we need to look that up.
Yeah, that'd
That's
be
it. That
interesting.
that's a comeback note. Um, so they were having obviously a good time, and this lady or whoever is like, "Fuck you. We're not doing this anymore. You're getting arrested." And police show up, and Betty does end up getting arrested for quote crimes against common decency unquote.
That's insane. Crimes against what was it?
Common decency.
Crimes against common decency. What the fuck does that even mean?
Glad you asked. It is described as drunkenness, vagrancy, disorderly conduct, prostitution, and sex crimes.
That sounds like a lot of things roped into one general fucking term.
Yeah, basically
That's
anything
crazy.
I fucking felt like arresting you for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's a young woman hanging out with men, drinking,
Yep.
and those cops are like, "You need to be at home with your husband."
Yeah. Or with your mom.
Or yeah. Ew.
Oh,
Boo.
yep. When they arrested her, they took her prints and they wrote down if she had any identifying marks, and she did. She had a rose tattoo on her left thigh. Promiscuous.
Oh. A rose.
Yeah, a rose.
Okay.
Mhm. She was released. They didn't officially charge her, and the stipulation was that she had to return home to Massachusetts, which she did, but not for long. So Betty traveled back to Florida at some point in 1944 to Miami. Usually in the winter, she would go, like we talked about, because of her asthma.
Mhm.
Um, when she was there, she met an army flyer he was on leave at the time, but his name was Matt Gordon. When they met, they just hit it off. They went on one date, and then Matt shipped back out
Like
like that.
he shipped like he went away?
Yeah,
Like
back
the
to the
army
war.
sent him away? Oh,
Mhm.
damn.
Yeah, so he was back went back to war for World War II because he was an army flyer, so he got called back in, and they went on the date, like, the day that he was going back in, and they just continued to write to each other while he was overseas.
Oh, so they were like pen pals.
Mhm. Their love for each other felt real, especially for him, because he wrote to his mom and told a member of his squad that he was actually going to marry Elizabeth. Ultimately, though, he did end up dying while deployed in 1945. And accord
Oh.
Yeah. And according to his squad, it wasn't even during warfare. He was just
Oh.
showing off, flying his plane, and he lost control and crashed. And yeah.
Damn. Well, that's why you don't do dumbass shit like that.
Mhm. His squad member did send the ring to Vetty, which hasn't been found before. Um, but in Matt's obituary, a paper mentions that Betty and him are engaged to be married, and she clipped it and like kept it in her purse. And in the article, it said that they were engaged to be married, and she crossed it out and wrote "were married." They were not.
Betty did that?
Yeah,
So she was just like telling herself that they
I
were
guess.
married? Okay. Okay, Betty.
But when she would like, okay, we'll get there. I was gonna.
Okay. Okay.
So, at the same time that she was dating Matt, I mean, she told him she was seeing other people, and she was also messaging.
She was instant messaging.
She was IMing. She
Yep.
was fucking oh my god, wrong century, sorry. Um, she was I was about to say fucking emailing. Am I on drugs?
I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
I smoked a lot of weed before I did this. My bad, guys. Alright. She was fucking writing letters to another flyer. She had a thing for these military boys.
Damn, apparently.
His name was Gordon Flicking.
Flicking?
Fickling?
Fick
Fuck.
oh,
Now I gotta double check.
that's a
I
name, though.
I think it's
That's a name.
Fickling. Fickling, sorry. Sorry, Fickling, not flicking. Fickling.
Even still, that's a
It
name. That
auto-corrected. I'm sorry, guys. Let me
yeah, because the word program was like, "What the fuck are you trying to say right now?"
um, Gordon Fickling had also shipped out into the war in 1944. He was tall, he was handsome, had nice brown hair, and he had also met Betty in Miami, and they were also together for a little bit before he had to ship back out.
Oh.
Mhm. Betty returned
Oh,
back.
Betty.
Yeah, Betty, gotta get around gal, you know?
Yeah.
She knows how to get what she wants. It's okay.
She likes them army boys.
She really does. She's a base bunny, it seems.
A base bunny? I did not know that was a thing.
Okay, so in Connecticut, there is the sub base, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure Brianna does as well, but I knew girls that would date multiple people on the base, and we would call them base bunnies.
I did not know girls that did that.
Yeah, I
I will
did
say.
I did live a little bit closer than you, but yeah, that is the thing that people do. It's called base. Yeah, base bunnies. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You learn a new term every day.
Well, hey, whatever floats your boat.
Right. If you wanna be a base bunny, that's your prerogative. Not my thing, though. Um, anyway, she went back to mass that year, and she was also writing Gordon pretty frequently. She told him as well that she was writing and seeing other people. And he would like by his letters back, he seemed pretty jealous. He said, quote, "Darling, how many lips have joined with yours since ours last met? Sometimes I go crazy when I think of such things."
Yo, this dude trying to sound like Shakespeare or something, and he's
For
like, "Why
real.
are you cheating on me?"
Right.
That's all he's saying, but he's saying it in, like, a, like, wannabe Shakespearean way.
Mhm. Yeah, he was definitely super jealous about her dating other men, and, their letters became less and less frequent until Matt came back home. I'm sorry, until Gordon came back home to the States in 1946. He wrote Betty, said that he was returning home and he was moving to Long Beach, and he had hoped that she would join him there, and she did. So Betty took her time getting there, though. She traveled by bus. She stayed in Chicago for 2 weeks, eventually making her way across the country and meeting Gordon in Long Beach. Because he was still on base, she was not allowed to stay with him. So he ended up getting her a room at the Washington Apartments where she stayed for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. The Washington Apartments.
The Washington.
Oh, yeah, it sounds fancy.
Oh, yeah. Um, while Gordon had his duties, Betty was free to wander around as she does, and she ends up wandering around with a guy named Bob Robertson, which seems like a fake name to me. I don't know why.
It does.
Um, Gordon was not happy when he found out that she was moving, like walking around and hanging out with all these men and talking to people and going out in the town. And he ended up moving her to a private apartment instead of the motel. It was actually a motel. It's called the Washington Apartments, but it was a motel.
Oh, so it wasn't fancy.
No, really.
Okay.
Oh,
So he just further secludes her is what he's trying to do.
yeah, which didn't fucking change a thing
Of
because
course not.
Betty is not someone you could keep tied down or contained. And
No, she sounds like she was a free spirit.
100%. She was
Yeah.
doing whatever the fuck she wanted, and she was gonna do it by any fucking means necessary, okay?
Mhm. And whoever she wanted.
Mhm. So she eventually told him that she wanted to go to LA because she wanted to become a model, and she was hoping that she could find work out there. And Gordon got her a room in LA, and he went back to base. When Gordon returned back to LA to see Betty, things seemed to have taken a turn with their relationship.
Oh, weird.
Crazy, right?
Who could have seen this coming?
Not me. While Gordon was away, she did her normal thing, wandering around, meeting random people.
Mhm.
She actually ran into a friend that she had known and worked with in Massachusetts named Marjorie Graham. Marjorie had just moved from Cambridge to LA herself. She was married to a guy that was in the military whom she never saw. And she realized that she would basically be living her life with a man that was absent and just sitting around and waiting on him to come home. And she's like, no fucking thank you.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful. That's terrible.
Yeah. So she was not the traditional housewife at all. And she said, fuck this. I'm moving out to LA because that's
Hell
what
yeah.
that's what girls did at that time.
That's what you did. Yeah. I mean, hey, trying to make a name for yourself, trying to get famous, you went to LA. That was a thing.
Exactly. And lots of young women were moving to LA, and these are the times of, like, being discovered on the street, you know?
Yep.
This is before social media, newspapers were king, you know? Marjorie was staying at the Hawthorne Hotel, um, and she had worked at the one of the first chain stores called Newberry's, and she was a cashier when Betty walked inside, visibly upset, and Betty starts laying this sob story on her. She says, "My fiance's in the hospital, and my trunk from Chicago never arrived in California, and I have nothing and nowhere to go." And Marjorie, who's a good friend, says, "Girl, come stay with me. I got you."
Damn, that's very nice of her.
Mhm. It is not known if Gordon had met Marjorie or not, but he's already established that he doesn't like the way that Betty runs around town and meets up with everybody. And Betty is also frequently described as being somebody who's, like, very innocent-minded and very immature. So, they ended up getting into a fight, and they had mentioned that it had been over her not really, like, being motivated for a modeling career, her not being focused, her not wanting to get a job because she hasn't had a job. She hasn't been working. She's just been mooching off of Gordon.
Living her best life in LA.
Literally trying to get a modeling job, air quotes,
Yeah.
and ultimately not getting anything and not really working, not being serious. So her and Gordon get into a fight and they check out of the hotel in like the middle of the night at 11:30 at night. And they go their separate ways. And Betty, who spun this story to Marjorie before she got into a fight with Gordon, just went to Marjorie's house. She already
Yeah.
had her next place that she was going.
Ready to go. Yep, that's how you know she's like a seasoned drifter. She's like, I'm getting out of Dodge soon and I'm setting up my next stay.
100%.
Yeah,
A
that's crazy.
100%. Now you're seeing the pattern with Betty.
Mhm.
When she was staying with Gordon, she wasn't having to pay for anything. Now that they were fighting and she could already feel that the relationship was going to end, she needed to find somebody else to lean on. And just so happened to be Marjorie because she knew Marjorie and she knew that Marjorie would help her. The Hawthorne where they were staying was nowhere near as nice as the hotel that she was staying at before with Gordon. And there were fights that could be heard through the walls. Someone was stabbed to death there. Like, it was not luxurious by any means.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Mwah, mwah.
And they were sharing a room Betty and Marjorie were sharing a bed, and they were sharing a room with another girl named Lynn Martin. Lynn was 15, but she told people that she was 23.
Yo, that is a big difference.
Yeah,
15?
yeah, and she told people she was 23, but I'm gonna show you a picture of her, and let you tell me how old you think she is. Let's see, right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, so okay, so she definitely does not look old, but she does not look as young as 15.
Exactly. So she could pass.
She could. She could, especially from at least this angle and everything.
Mhm.
Interesting, but she was only 15. That's crazy.
Yep. So she was 15. She was working her ass off. She was a cocktail waitress at like a nightclub, and she was also doing sex work on the side, which I don't think her roommates knew that, but she was.
Ooh, as a 15-year-old back then, that's rough.
Mhm. She didn't really have a good life. Like her family was pretty abusive, and she was mostly running away from all of that, and she really got taken advantage of, and a lot of that information I left out because really this is Betty's story, but Lynn had a rough go of it. She really
That's
did.
what it sounds like. Yeah.
And she did not fucking like Betty because Lynn's over here working her fucking ass off, and here comes Betty, who's not doing a single fucking thing, not working at all, not bringing home any money, is mooching off of Marjorie and sleeping in her bed. And Marjorie just keeps supporting Betty. She would pay for meals. She would let her borrow her clothes because she mentioned her trunk was missing. And it got to the point where Marjorie was supporting Betty so much that she had to get a second job at a drive in diner.
That's insane. I would have been like, bitch, you need to get a job.
Right.
Like, at some point, like, I get it, like, if you need some time, but at the same time, like, you need to get a fucking job.
Yeah.
You can't be mooching off people like that.
No. And Betty, like, kind of like slunk in with Marjorie. Like, she became friends with everybody that she was friends with. All of Marjorie's friends really described Betty as like someone who's super meticulous about the way she would dress and everything. And she was very like fancy and classy, and she would wear false eyelashes, and but she had really bad teeth.
Oh, Betty did?
Hmm.
Oh.
So Betty, what she would do is that she would melt a wax candle, and then she would pour the melted wax into her cavity to like cover the rotted like, part of her tooth so that
Oh
people
my
can't
god.
see.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That sounds awful
It
on
sounds
so
like it would
many.
hurt.
It would hurt. It sounds like it would make the infection worse, and it sounds like how did that not, like, fall out when she's, like, kissing
Talking.
someone or something?
Right.
Yeah, or talking, drinking, like, that's crazy. Like, "Bitch, go get that tooth pulled. Go get it fixed."
She was she needed it. She needed dental work bad, like, she
She
really
couldn't have
did.
had that Gordon before she broke up with that Gordon guy, she couldn't have at least, like, pretended to like him and have him fix her fucking teeth? Come on, girl.
She didn't play the game right. She was innocent. She was innocent-minded, okay? She was not playing chess, she was playing checkers.
For sure. Yep.
Betty continued to go out and kept meeting with people as she does, where she walks around, um, just kind of saying hi to whoever's on the street. Hey, hi, how are you? And walking around, people know who she is. Like they know what she looks like, they know who she is. And she goes out with this one guy who stops by the Hawthorne looking for Lynn. Lynn wasn't around, and this guy, George, asks if Betty wants to go to a radio show with him. And of course, she went. put a flower in her hair, went out on a date with George, and unfortunately, when they got to the show, the on-air sign was already lit and the doors were closed. So George decided that he was gonna drive around with Betty instead, and that he was gonna park up on a hill to watch the sunset.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch the sunset.
Yeah, you know damn well that man's intentions were not just to watch the sunset, okay?
Obvious. Okay, for any young girls listening, his intention is not to watch the fucking sunset. If you haven't gotten our hint by now, it never is. It's not at least just not just that.
Right. Like, he wants to fuck you and watch the
Oh yeah,
sunset.
oh yeah, or murder you or both.
Yeah, who knows? Fucking George?
Yep.
So Betty, who is good at getting what she wants, but keeping a distance, says, "That's not fucking happening," and he brought her home after that.
Okay, good for her.
Now again, it's just this scenario happens so often, and this is why it took me so long to research this case. I fucking There are so many men that are involved that Betty goes out with that, she could sit somewhere and get somebody to buy her a meal, or even get some of these men to pay her rent or to buy her things. And when it came time for them to expect something sexual out of her, she would keep them at a distance, or she would flash Matt Gordon's obituary paper that said that they were married.
Oh, so that's what that bitch did that for.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. I see she playing the game.
Yep. She would also say things like she had a jealous ex from Long Beach, which could have been Gordon Fickling, and really just would pull out all the stops to kind of keep men back so they didn't have sex with her. So she did this to Gordon Fickling as well, often reaching out to him, saying how much she missed him. She would ask for money and he would send it to her. Eventually, Marjorie and Betty end up moving out of the Hawthorne and moved to a different hotel called the Figueroa Hotel. This place was a bit nicer than the Hawthorne, but that also came with more expense. Betty had made a new friend named Sid Zaid, and he was connected and he was an up and coming musician, and he took a shining to Betty, of course.
Okay, another her next stop.
Yep. When the hotel became too expensive, he offered both Marjorie and Betty a place to stay at his bungalow. At this point, Betty still did not have a job. But what she would do is she would go and she would sit at a restaurant, she would get meals bought for her, she would go out, she'd go out of the town, she'd meet whoever. So she just continued that pattern on and on and on. Marjorie's and Sid's kindness wouldn't last forever, and Betty knew that. So she started to look for the next place that she could go.
Yep, her next stop.
Her next stop. Sid brings the girls to meet a man named Mark Hansen. He was the owner of the Florentine Gardens, which was this big, really nice, like, nightclub that had a lot of Hollywood stars that attended or they would perform. So the girls made sure that they dressed their best and hoping to impress Mark and get taken in by him. Mark was known to help a lot of girls that were down on their luck or didn't have any money by providing them housing at his home in Hollywood.
Oh, how nice of him.
Hmm. How
All
nice of
these
him.
girls that need help and are young and attractive and
Mhm.
looking for safety and security.
Exactly. Actually, my notes say conveniently, they're all beautiful young women.
Oh, wow. Who'd have thought? Lucky, what a lucky guy.
Mhm. Lucky for him. The neighbors, because he had so many women coming in and out of there, the neighbors thought that he was running a resort for lesbians.
Oh my god. What did they call the police on him or something?
No, surprisingly.
That's hilarious, though. That's so funny. I thought you were gonna say, like, running, like, a brothel or a prostitution ring or something, but I guess if they were only seeing women and no men besides him, then
Mhm. Mark does end up offering them a place to live, and the house is a very nice house, and Betty and Marjorie end up sharing a bedroom, and the very night that she moved into the house, she ended up calling Gordon, more than likely to ask for money again.
of course. Why else call Gordon?
Right. Mark didn't expect the girls to pay rent or anything, but he did expect them to take care of the house by cleaning and doing dishes and doing all that other type of stuff.
Women's work.
Yeah, women's work, women's chores.
Yeah, it's what women like to do,
Oh,
obviously.
duh. What?
That's all that
That's
they do.
that's my favorite thing to do is come home and do laundry. So there was another woman that was living at Mark's house as well, and her name was Ann Toth. Anne was an aspiring actress, and she had been living in Mark's house for about 5 months and was dating his friend Leo Himes. So she was Leo Himes's mistress. So when Leo would go over Mark's house because they were friends, it wasn't suspicious that he was going over there to see Anne.
Oh, wow.
Mhm. But that's how Anne liked it. She's like, "I don't give a shit. I don't expect him to marry me. I only need some here and there. I don't want a whole thing. I'm okay with that."
Hey,
She
good for
she
her.
she was like, "Fuck it. I don't give a shit." When Anne had realized that Marjorie and Betty had moved into the house, she already knew how their time was going to go there. Mark had a pattern of letting these women stay, making passes at them, and then the women would accept it or not. If they went along with Mark's advances, they would stay. But if they didn't, he would kick them out.
Of course. I see this coming. I see this coming. These
Mhm.
types of guys are awful.
This so many in
Mhm.
this story. At first, he would treat them really well. He would bring them to dinner. He would try to impress them. He would like woo them and flirt with them. And if they didn't go along with it, he would get angry. And Anne had reported that he had a really bad temper. Almost feels like he was running his own brothel, like you had mentioned. Like, for real.
Like a personal brothel or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. With the way that all is, the way he does that.
Yeah.
Men,
Ugh.
gross.
Like, can you relax? Can you just relax? Keep it in your pants. Is it that
Literally.
hard?
You can be nice and, like, not make a sexual advance.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just putting it out there.
Just throwing it out there. When Betty moved in with Mark, he made his move, obviously. She used the same excuse again that she was engaged to an army flyer, but this time she said that he was recovering from an illness and that she was also a virgin, which
Okay. Okay,
n
Betty.
no, I don't
It's
think so.
okay. It's okay. You don't gotta lie about that.
I think she more did it to keep Mark away, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially back then. It's like, oh,
mhm,
she's spoken for.
yeah. Oh, the purity, you know?
You don't wanna deflower her.
Exactly.
Ugh,
Um,
gross.
yep. So Anne and Betty end up becoming friends while they're living in the house together. And Anne would joke around with Betty about her Boston accent. She would be like, you go pack the cat and have it. Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it is funny.
It is funny. I love the Boston accent. I really do. And those with like the really crazy, like thick Boston accent, I can't even understand y'all. And I love it.
Yeah. It definitely makes me, think of New England,
Mm-hmm.
cold weather, Dunkin'.
Yeah. Dunkin' Donuts. Hell yeah. I want coffee.
Coffee.
Mm. So Anne took an older sister role when it came to Betty. She explained to her, like, "Listen, girl, you can't be so innocent all the time." Like, cause she really like I said, everybody really thought that Betty was very, like, innocent-minded, and things were so difficult for her for some reason.
She sounds kinda like an energy vampire.
She really is. Oh my god, she is like Colin Robinson.
Yeah.
Anne took an older sister role with Betty and explained to her, "You can't be so innocent all the time. You gotta fucking do what you wanna do. If you wanna be a model, you gotta fucking put hard work into it. You know, you can't just sit on your fucking ass and expect everything to get handed to you. If you want something in this town, you gotta go out and you gotta get it."
Hell yeah, get your shit together. Get it
Exactly.
together. All your shit, just get it the fuck together.
Right. And when we say these, I feel like I'm talking about my fucking sister. It's sad.
My brother, oh my god.
My
Don't get
god,
me
get your
started.
shit together.
Just
You
just
hear
go
me.
do something. Just go do it.
Do it, just do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Exactly. Anna offered to help Betty get a job with the film studio that she was working at as a film extra. But Betty didn't follow through with Anne's willingness to assist her. And Anne believed really it was because Betty wasn't confident in herself. I've mentioned this already, but Anne also describes Betty as childish. And when people would speak around her, she said that she would just sit there and listen, and she wouldn't necessarily contribute to the conversation at all. And she considered that very childish because, like, if you're just sitting there, you're listening, you're not saying anything, you could be an introvert for sure. But if you're just listening to the adults talk and you have nothing to contribute, it does
Yeah,
come across as very childish.
for sure. For sure. I mean, especially back then, people are just like, "What's wrong with you? Start talking." Like,
Exactly. Nobody knows anything about anything.
yeah, it's definitely nothing with like being introverted for sure.
Right. Even when, like, the issue of the trunk came up, when Betty was complaining to Marjorie that her trunk was stuck in Chicago, it just all it took to get it was a quick phone call to a railway company, and they would literally send it over to you. That's it.
I mean, that's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
So,
So, she couldn't even do that. She had Anne's boyfriend, Leo, call and do it for her.
like okay, so I know people who have been like this in my life, like people who don't wanna make their own doctor's appointments.
Right.
People who, like, their parents still do that for them, and, like, you're a fucking adult now.
Right.
It's just those people just blow my mind, who
I
just don't
completely agree.
have that drive.
It is literally insane to me, like, I just don't understand how you can't I do, like, sometimes, you can't, but realistically, if it's all your personal belongings in a trunk, you need that shit. If it's just a phone call, just make the phone call.
And that's the thing, like, it's just such a small little thing, and the payout is, you need that. Like, you need that. You need your shit.
Yeah, yeah, and you're using all your friend's shit because you don't have your shit, and all you had to do is make a phone call. You're leeching off your friend for no fucking reason.
Yo, I would've made the phone call.
Right,
I'd been like, "I'm gonna sit right here while you make the phone call and be a grown up and do something."
right. Craziness. During Betty's stay at Mark's, she continued to go out and date men and wander about town. And Mark did have a rule, though, in his house that there were no men allowed. So she would have whoever was dropping her off, like after a date, drop her off down the road.
Yeah.
But she was still going out on all these dates.
Oh my goodness.
One of the men she dated was named Marvin Margolis. Marvin. He he had a friend named Bill Robinson, and him and Marjorie had hit it off. So Betty ends up inviting the boys over to Mark's house. When Mark found out, he was fucking pissed off because his one fucking rule is no men in the house. And here they did bring these men into Mark's house.
That's crazy. And it's like you're staying here for free.
Exactly. You just follow the one fucking rule.
The one you're already out gallivanting with who knows who.
Exactly.
At least follow that one rule.
Exactly. This continued with all of Betty's other boyfriends that Mark had seen, and eventually he had enough. Between her running around town with different men, Marjorie drinking all of his liquor, he was over it. And 2 weeks after they arrived, he proceeded to kick Marjorie out.
Oh, wow. So he let Betty stay.
But instead of staying, Betty decided to leave.
Oh, she was ready for her next spot.
Yep. Because when they leave, they end up moving in with Bill Robinson and Marvin Margolis.
Oh, what a twist.
What a twist. They had a nice apartment at a place called the Guardian Arms. And the place was a bit cramped because it was a studio apartment. And as you know, small spaces and roommates, tensions get high.
Well, a studio apartment and 4 people? That's insane.
Yep. Apparently, Bill, Marvin, and Marjorie all slept on the bed together, and Betty slept on the couch.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It was a bit cramped. So Betty ended up back at Mark Hansen's doorstep to talk to Anne. And when she got there, she was crying and she said that someone had slapped her in the face.
Betty said
Ye-
that.
Yes, to Anne. And I
Okay.
think at this point, she was trying to establish going back to Mark's house. Marjorie and Betty lasted 2 weeks with Marvin and Bill before they decided that they were going to return home to Mass.
Oh, wow. Massachusetts?
Hmm.
Holy shit, that's a trip.
Yep. Marvin drove them over to Mark Hansen's house where Betty wanted to leave her suitcase for the next morning when they would leave. And Mark is like, okay, I guess. Sure, that's fine. Whatever.
That's so random.
Right. The next morning, as it's time for the girls to leave, Marjorie hugs Betty goodbye, hands her $100, and leaves back to Massachusetts by herself. And Betty ends up staying in LA.
At Mark's house?
She doesn't have anywhere to stay yet.
Oh, she just was like, "No, I'm not going with you." Oh my god, so Marjorie went all the way back by herself to Boston.
Yes. And left. And Betty wanted to stay, so she stayed. And she goes out and she wanders around as she does with nowhere to stay. She runs into a man named Glenn Kearns. Glenn is a photographer and he had asked Betty to pose for him. And she agreed and hopped into Kearns' vehicle. Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't anybody do that. Don't hop into anybody's vehicle randomly and offer who's gonna pose for pictures.
Especially if he tells you he's a photographer, do not jump in his vehicle. Are you No, no, no.
Right. Right.
I just wanna take some pictures. That's how it starts.
Right. But she did. She got into the car and she posed for pictures. I'll show you what they looked like. This was taken in front of his high school, his old high school. This is Betty, and this is a photo that Glenn took.
There she is.
There she is with her dark hair.
Mhm.
So Glenn starts driving her around LA, where he brought Betty back to the Guardian to grab some of her remaining items that she had left there. And then she went out and she posed for Glenn in the picture I just showed you. And the pair drove around for hours. And when dawn broke, she asked Glenn to bring her back to Mark Hansen's house. And when she arrived, Anne opened the door and is like, I thought you were going back to Mass. And she says, I would rather die than bear the cold of the East Coast.
I mean, I resonate with that. It is fucking cold up there, man.
It really is, especially in Mass and especially with her breathing problems already.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't blame her on that one.
But Anne let her back into the house. Mark agreed to let her stay there as long as she actually abided by what his house rules were, which had now changed. For one thing, they'd become a couple,
Him and Anne?
him and Betty.
Oh. Oh, like they just would be. Oh,
Yep. And if she's moving back in, they are a couple now. And he was going to make her clothes, and there would be no more men around the house. And this bitch needed to get a job.
I mean, I don't blame him on that last one, okay?
Right. According to Betty, though, he still did not try to make a pass at her, but instead wanted to preserve her purity.
Ew.
Yep.
That is so gross. For what? I don't even wanna know.
Yep. Even though Betty was following Mark's rules, his temper took over once again, and him and Betty were fighting nonstop. 3 weeks after she had moved back in with Mark, he comes home with another woman, and Betty was pissed. Not because he was with another woman, it was because he had told her that she was not allowed to go out and see other men, and she was abiding by it, and then here this motherfucker comes home with another woman.
I mean, what did you expect, Betty? Like, this dude just lets young, vulnerable chicks stay at his house while he makes passes at them. Like, this guy's a scumbag. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not surprised that it's a one-way street as far as that's considered in his eyes.
Yeah, and she's not putting out, and she's still sitting there mooching from him. You know what? You're getting the best of both worlds right now, okay?
Yeah.
You're getting dresses made for you and everything done for you. The only thing you need to do is buckle the fuck down. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's not even like he's making passes at her anymore.
Right. When Mark brings home this other woman, Betty starts yelling. She's locking up her trunk. She's insisting. She's like, this tramp needs to go home. And at the end of it all, Mark tells her to go pack her shit and get the fuck out of the house. And about those custom dresses I was making you, you can fucking forget about those too.
So there goes all that.
Mhm.
And she hasn't even been gallivanting around to find her next spot.
Right. So she's in a bit of a pickle. The next morning, Betty starts calling around looking for somewhere else she can go, just trying to get some help. And her normal people are not answering. She hasn't been running around very much. So Leo and Anne all take a ride out. Anne brings her to this place called the Chancellor Apartments, owned by this man named Glenn Wolfe. Um, and Anne gets her a spot in the attic apartment, which has 2 rooms with 2 army issued bunk beds in each and a kitchenette.
I mean, it's something.
It's tight quarters. It was
Yeah,
rented yeah. It was rented out for $1 a day, and it had 7 total women staying in the room.
that is crazy.
Yeah. And paid for Betty's first week of rent there
So $1.
for a day.
Oh, for a day. Oh, I thought it was for a week. Damn, $1 a day? 7 whole dollars.
Mhm. So Glenn wasn't the best landlord, clearly with the overcrowding of just that one attic room. That's pretty obvious, but he also had a rap sheet and he had some connections with a coal mine bombing as well as several arsons.
A coal mine bombing?
You heard that correctly.
Why?
Right. I also was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why would you do that?"
Yeah, just why?
I didn't come up with an answer.
I
I
feel
have
like it
no
would
idea.
destroy the coal mine and kill the people in it. What do you get out of that?
Destruction. During her time at the Chancellor Apartments, she was doing the same old Betty pattern. She was walking around meeting men, and by the time December rolled around, Betty was becoming increasingly more desperate. She was out of money. She had nowhere else that she could go. And all alone, the people that she would normally call for money were pretty much done being piggy banks for
I
her.
bet. Yeah, I bet.
And again, she tries and she goes to lean back on Anne and Mark. On December 6, 1946, she goes to Mark's house for dinner where she remarks that she no longer feels safe at the Chancellor and she is having issues with her roommate. And she flat out asks Mark, "Can I please move back in?" And he says, "Nope, sorry."
Yep.
Even though she wasn't allowed to move back in, Anne told her, "Listen, I want to see you over the holidays." And Betty said that she was going to see her sister in Berkeley and that she wouldn't be around for the holidays. They said their goodbyes. Anne slipped her money, gave her a long coat, and Mark drove her back to the Chancellor. The next day, Anne calls the Chancellor to check on Betty and to try to get the address of where she's going to be staying when she visits her sister in Berkeley. And they say that Betty is missing and she did not stay there last night and she's gone. That was the last time that Anne had seen Betty.
Oh, no. So, wait, who dropped her off back at the chancellor? Mark did?
Mark. Mhm.
Was Anne with her? With him?
No.
Okay.
2 days later, after she saw Anne and Mark for the last time, Betty hops on a bus with all of her luggage to San Diego for a
Mhm.
reason that is still unknown of why she actually went there. We don't know.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, San Diego is beautiful. So,
Mhm. She's probably just looking to she's already kinda worn out her resources in LA.
yep, gotta move to the next place.
Right, gotta go figure it out.
Go to a new pond, look for some more fish.
Mhm. When Betty gets to San Diego, it really seems like she went there without a plan. And back in that day, there were overnight movie theaters, which I don't know why we stopped doing that. That seems pretty cool.
Over 9 movie
Over
theaters?
overnight.
Oh, overnight. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Sorry, I yawned, guys. Yeah, so what you could do is you could go and you could buy a ticket for, like, the day. You could sit there as long as you want and watch all these different movies, and they would play overnight, which is cool.
That is really cool.
So Betty strolls into one with all her luggage, plops down, starts watching some movies, and the usher at the movie theater, named Dorothy French, noticed Betty had been sitting there for like 6 hours. So they chatted a little bit, and at the end of her shift, when Dorothy was leaving, Betty had ran and caught up with her and asked if she was able to take her to a telegraph office. She told Dorothy that she was also broke, strapped for cash, and hungry.
Her typical MO.
hmm Dorothy, who is another amazing human being in this story, felt bad for Betty and helped her load her bags into the back of her car and drove her over to the Western Union, waited for Betty outside when she went in, and when Betty came back out, Dorothy offered to bring her back to her house to stay. Dorothy lived with her mother and her brother, and they didn't have much money, but they were still willing to help Betty. And she was only supposed to stay the one night. But you know Betty.
Yep. How long she stay at this one?
One night turned into another, which turned into weeks. She told the Frenches that she was a model and that she was friends with Hollywood celebrities. And there are rumors that Betty was an actress and she had done, like, she was an extra in films, but she was not. That was Anne's story. And Betty also a lot used other people's stories that she was with to say that things that she was doing, but she wasn't.
So she's like making up a whole persona about herself.
Exactly. When she was with the Frenches again, she did not want to get a job. So what she did was she was doing her normal wandering around thing, trying to get money, stopping at places, having people buy her food. And one night she was out at a bus stop when she met a man named Red. When she went home to the French's house on December 18th, 1946, and she introduced them to Red. Red wasn't actually Betty's friend, like she told them he was, and they hadn't known each other for very long at all when she brought him into the French's house to introduce them. According to Red, this is how he met Betty. So Red was driving downtown in San Diego when he looked over at a bus stop and saw a beautiful woman. When he took one look at her, he decided that he was going to try and pick her up because he wanted to test out to see if he really loved his wife after he had just had a fucking baby with her.
Oh my, okay. That's what he was oh, what a
Mm.
fucking scumbag.
Mhm.
Ah,
He's such a piece of shit. So he hangs out his window, at least this is how I envision it, and he's like, "Hey, toots.
yeah. He like whistles at her, starts
Hey,
catcalling.
you wanna ride?" Betty ignores him, and he just keeps talking. He's like, "Hey, I'm a sales guy. I used to be in the army. You can trust me."
Ew.
Right. She responds by saying, "Don't you think it's wrong to ask a girl on the corner to get in the car?"
Okay, says the girl who got in the car with the guy who said he was a photographer.
After some hemming and hawing, she eventually agreed to get into the vehicle.
Betty, girl.
She introduced herself as Beth, and he drove her to Pacific Beach. They parked outside of the French's home where they sat and talked for a while. And Red asked her to go to dinner, but Betty hesitates to go with him because she's worried of what the Frenches might think of him, which is weird.
Yeah.
Betty decides, okay, we can go. I'll just tell them that you work with me. So they went out, they got sandwiches. Then he brought her back home. Then they sat and they talked some more, and Red tried to kiss her, but she didn't reciprocate it. He said that never once was sex alluded to either.
Okay.
So Red obviously did end up admitting to Betty that he was married, and she said, "Oh, I was married as well." Flashes the Matt Gordon obituary.
I'm so mad she still has this.
She uses that shit as like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
It's a get out of dick free card. Red asked her if it's okay if he calls her again when he comes back to the area. And she says sure, but she might not be there when he gets back. Over the next couple days, Red and her had hung out, but ultimately he left town and Betty went back to being Betty. She was still reaching out to Gordon, who was still sending her money. He actually sent her money right before Christmas.
Oh my God, this Gordon guy.
Yeah, he's, man, he must have really liked her.
Yeah.
Obviously, she was not serious. Like, I
I
kinda
feel
feel
bad
bad.
for guys like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then again, like,
He really liked her.
he was also kinda, like, super toxic jealous at the
Yeah.
same time. I don't know. I don't know. After the holidays, Betty realized that her time of freeloading with the Frenches was about to be up, and she reached out to Gordon again, one last time. She said, "Could I join you in Chicago?" And Gordon, who had finally had enough of Betty using him and returning when it was convenient for her, said that he had nothing left to offer her. So on January 7th, she received a wire from Red saying that he would be around, and Betty had decided again to meet up with him. When Red arrived to pick her up, she came out of the French's home with all of her bags and she hops in the car.
Ah!
Red's like, hello? What are you doing with all your shit?
He's like, "Bitch, you know I'm married."
Right. She says, Red, I want you to take me to LA, which he says, sure, but it can't happen until tomorrow morning because I have to finish up with work. Betty's like, oh, fuck no. I want to go right now. And she asks him to bring her to the bus station. He says, okay, after we finish dinner, I'll bring you to the bus station. Ultimately, after dinner, she changed her mind and decided that she wanted to go out dancing.
Oh my goodness. This girl.
So they stayed out late into the night and returned to the hotel pretty late. And as soon as they got back, her energy switched. She was no longer bubbly. She was no longer happy and wanting to party. Instead, she was cold and reserved. She took Red's jacket, wrapped it around her, and asked him to light a fire because she didn't feel good and she was cold. And he said, okay. She also said that it was her time of the month and that she wanted to be left alone.
I love using that card, not gonna lie.
Yes, but she pulled out literally every single stop. I don't feel good. It's cold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is definitely part of her MO.
100%. She's like, "Oh, this ain't happening. We are not fucking tonight, sir."
Yeah.
The next morning they end up leaving for LA where they make a couple of stops along the way for gas. And as they got closer, she had asked if she could write to him, and he said, "Of course," and proceeded to give her a fake address, but it was actually his work address, so it wasn't his like home address.
Okay, so he would still, like, get the letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once they got into the city limits of LA, Beth or Betty or Elizabeth, whoever, same person, says that she wants to stop at the gas station to drop or the gas station, the bus station to drop
Mm.
her bags off because she was going to meet her sister and they were going to travel back to Berkeley together. And again, she already said this to Anne, but she was supposed to be spending the holidays with her sister in Berkeley. So
Mhm.
she didn't end up doing that either. When Red asks where is he dropping her off, the Biltmore. And the Biltmore, it was like a really nice swanky hotel in LA, and Betty just agrees because she didn't actually know where she was going. She just went with whatever he suggested. She goes into the hotel lobby, clearly with no plans to see her sister. And Red leaves. Betty is seen making multiple phone calls on the payphone, more than likely to whoever she knows in that area that would be willing to help her. She ends up leaving the Biltmore and wanders around LA for the next couple of days, where witnesses say that she's seen at a bar on January 10th. She was also seen at the Cecil Hotel, which we will talk about in a future episode.
Oh,
Yeah, the Cecil Hotel is an interesting place. We'll talk about it later. And
okay.
because Betty is so nomadic, still to this day, we don't fully know about her last week alive. But the next time we know where she is when she's found murdered.
Dun, dun,
And the
dun.
rest will be in part 2.
Oh, so we don't even know where she was found murdered yet. I love that that's your response.
You have to come back for part 2.
Oh, I wonder. It couldn't have been anywhere
Mhm.
too far.
I don't know. I
Oh.
don't know. Sounds like you have to come back for part 2.
Hell yeah, stay tuned. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
excited.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "Okay, we're gonna leave you where she's dead." But
So this girl, she really she lived a interesting life so far.
yeah, and all this time that I told you about, it was only, like, the course of, like, 2, 3 years. 'Cause
Oh wow, that's
she dies in
crazy.
she dies in 1947, and I start telling you about, her travels in 43, 44. So this is
So she
only
has
about
no stuff. She has no stuff.
she's got, like, nothing. She has the trunk. This is important to remember for next episode, guys. She has the trunk that she has sent to was supposed to be sent to LA from San Diego, and she has bags that she dropped off at the bus station. That's it.
Damn. That's a
Mhm,
very nomadic lifestyle.
mhm. So, yeah, make sure you guys follow and subscribe and comment and like and react and listen to the whole episodes. And also, if you follow, you'll be notified for the next episode coming out. So that way, next week, when part 2 comes out, you'll be notified right away and you can listen and you can yell at me for leaving you on a cliffhanger. I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Exactly.
Hell yeah. Cushioncrime.com.
No ampersand. Spell
Spell
out
out the
the
end.
same for the Instagram and the TikTok.
Just throw that in there. I didn't even know we have
Yeah,
a TikTok.
I just made it.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Yay, announcement. TikTok is TikTok profile. Check.
Make sure you follow it. I've only posted one thing so far, but there's things on there, and it's us. Go follow it.
And more things coming.
More things coming. We've got some ideas for the podcast. If you guys have ideas for the podcast or any case suggestions, please feel free to submit those to us. I do also want to mention that the research for this episode was all done off of one book, and also extensive Googling for random other sources, which we'll include. But this book is by this book is called Black Dahlia: Murder, Monsters, and Madness in Mid-Century Hollywood, and it's by William J. Mann. And the reason I like this book is it because it is very extensive, it's very thorough. It took me a long time to research this case because of how thorough this book is, and really the amount of information they give you regarding Betty as a person and not as a murder victim.
That's
So
nice. How was the book as like a read?
it's good, but for translating it to podcast format and, trying to use that as a main source of research and, there's a lot of information that I did not include. So I do encourage you guys to go and read it, and after you finish part 2, don't do it beforehand because don't spoil yourselves. If you don't know about the Black Dahlia, then don't go ahead and spoil yourself. But when we're done, you can go back and read it, and maybe you'll learn some more information that I didn't include.
Yeah, this is a book that me and my boyfriend have in our collection that I have not read. I don't think he's read it yet either. I don't know why he bought it, but we do have it in our collection too. I'm just not a big nonfiction reader typically, but if it's a good story, be worth a read.
That's why I translate it to enticing story for Briana to react
Mm,
and enjoy. Alrighty, y'all. I am sleepy. It's bedtime on my side, and I know
hell
you're just
yeah.
starting your day. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good week. We will see you next week for part 2, where you can yell at me again in the comment section. Just make sure you comment, share, like, subscribe, follow Cushion Crime. Okay? Do it now.
All the things. Do all the things right now.
Do it now. Okay, buds. Well, we hope you have a great day. Stay lifted, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Peace out.